Welcome back. So let's get the demo related to the virtual switches as we discussed previously. So from our main web browser, we can access our virtual switches options from here. Here you can see that we have virtual switches option, and if you want to explore whole ESXI environment, you can also go with the navigator option. I just click on the navigator option and all other options related to the compute, storage and networking available here in front of me. Here you can see that as I commit that vSwitch 0 is created by default, and this switch can perform connectivity between all virtual machines and also connectivity with the host. So in the previous image, if we can see here, so if you want to understand the virtual switching environment, so it's really simple that when we talk about the virtual switch, the vSwitch merge a physical Ethernet cards into single logical switch. So if we have Ethernet card like one, like we have second Ethernet card, or we have third, and right now we have fourth. So right now I have four physical interfaces on my this virtual on my this ESXi host. So what function vSwitch does for us here? vSwitch. So vSwitch just merge all these four Ethernet adapters to connect with this physical host, and this virtual switch is used to connect all these virtual machines as well. So virtual switches perform two major functions. They perform connectivity within all VMs inside the ESXi host, and as well these all VMs can interconnect over the internet and the physical host with the help of these virtual switches. So let's explore the industry utilization, the virtual switches technology utilization in the virtualization industry. So we will move further. Let me clear all this stuff from our screen, and then we will move further. So let's move and explore the ideas. Here I'm on the virtual switches, and here you can explore further things. Now, as I select the virtual switch option, here you can see that this virtual switch has no uplink redundancy. So whenever by default virtual switch created, it only select the first physical interface for creating the virtual networking infrastructure. And if I want to explore more options related to the virtualization, here you can see that by default virtual switch created over here, and when I went to the physical NICs, here you can see I have four physical interfaces, but when I click on the virtual switches, here you can see that I have just one uplink. So I open it, and here you can see that I have just only one interface, and this vSwitch topology shows me that our virtual machines connected with this virtual switch. Let me elaborate it more for you. Here, this is the virtual switch. Here you can see that this is the virtual switch, and my virtual machine as well as my ESXi host connect with the help of this virtual switch technology here. Because you can see that if I remove this for you, here you can see that the address of my management network is 192.168.0.101, and here you can verify this address. So my host address is 192.168.0.101, So my host is also connected with this virtual switch, while my virtual infrastructure is definitely connect with this virtual switch technology. But the problem is that right now this virtual switch only utilizing my one physical interface, which is called VMNIC0. So I'll remove it also. So that is why this this host machine showing me this error that this virtual machine has no uplink redundancy, which means that if my first physical interface goes down, its cable unplugged or it's get faulty, so my whole virtualization infrastructure will be automatically disconnected from my infrastructure. So it's require redundancy. We need to add 2 or 3 physical interfaces into this virtual switch to create the redundancy option or uplink redundancy option in the virtualization switch. So let's move and utilize the option of redundancy. So I have the add uplink option over here when I went to inside the virtual switch, and from here I have already verified that I have 4 physical interfaces. VMNIC0 is already configured with my virtual switch. Here you can see that VMNIC0 is already configured with 1 gig interface. So I need to add more uplink interfaces, and here you can see that I just added up with a single click VMNIC 1 giga interface over here. Just when I click on this cross option, it will be removed, and if I want to add, just click on this add uplink button. Now 2 NIC physical interfaces connected to this single virtual switch. I can create more virtual switches for different purposes, but right now I'm working on a single switch. So let's save the configuration and see the difference. When I save the configuration, the backside error related to the virtual switch has no uplink redundancy will be automatically removed. Let's see. Here we go. Here you can see that. You can see that it's like working perfectly. And now if I look into the uplink options, here you can see that we have 2 uplinks and port group have 2 ports available inside the switch, right? So it's now if my first interface cable unplugged, the second interface is available and I can utilize it as per my own convenience. So here you can see that now VMNIC1 and VMNIC0 is connected with this virtual switch and redundancy feature configured inside the virtual switch. So let's move further and explore more options related to this virtual switch configuration.